Well, today is my third and probably last video of this little grinder, the unknown grinder. It is going to be sold by Bella Bristol, I think. I think so anyway. I think they're going to call it the Brew Pro. Whether that's its real name or not, I just don't know. The burrs are 38mm, hardened steel. Apparently they're coated, but again, I'm not sure. I haven't seen the specs myself. I made it a bit coarser to try and get closer to what I think is filter grind. So I'm just going to start the kettle off. Let's get that going. And I'm just going to hit the grind button. We'll see what it grind time is. So I'll keep an eye on the time there while I prepare my filter paper and various other things. As I said, for me the grind time really makes no difference because I haven't got anything better to do while the kettle's boiling and I'm preparing my filter. That all takes a little bit of time. So even if the grinder does take over a minute on the motor, it'd be about half the time by hand or less because it really doesn't move very fast. But yeah, if it takes a minute or so, I don't care. Apparently it will come with a brush and a blower. I might have said that before, so that's good. It may come with options on how you buy it as well. It might come that you can buy it as a hand grinder only, or you can add the motor unit as an option. Again, not 100% sure. I just find it fairly relaxing to use. And it came in a surprisingly well sorted out package. You know, you can get the inner burr out for cleaning and that, and the spindle, that's good. The bearings look reasonably good quality. And there we go, about a minute and 15 seconds this time, so that's not bad, no problem there. 24 grams. Yeah, so, you know, it's just a relaxing thing to use. It's a bit of fun. And reasonably well made, reasonably heavy. In fact, probably heavier than my JX Pro. So now we're just waiting for the kettle to warm up. While it's doing... See, I want to examine the grounds while it's doing that, but equally I want to rinse that filter paper out. So I'll leave it closed up in the hope that I haven't made it too coarse. There's quite a bit of adjustability on it, which surprised me. I mean, initially with the very fine grind, I was about 26 notches away from touching. And I think now I could be 36 or 38. What I will do is count down to the touching point and put it in the notes to this video of how many notches away I was from the touching point, which, if you get one, if they go on sale and you get one, allows you to very quickly set it. Cat's running about like a mad thing. This is the thing really that makes the video so long, you know. I suppose I could pause it, but then you wouldn't believe me. You'd think I'd done something sneaky with the grinder or the grinds or whatever. But again, I guess it emphasises the fact that it doesn't really matter if this takes a minute and 15, minute and 20 seconds. It's not important. What else are you doing? And if you want something where you just want to get all the rest of your stuff ready while that quietly grinds in the corner, no problem. And it's a nice consistent speed. I did try it with this handle, and that works particularly well as well. It's very easy to turn, it's not hard to turn. So we're nearly at temperature. What I'll do, we're at about 86 on the kettle. I'll take it off and I'll run a bit of hot water through here. There we go. Now, of course, if there's anything else you'd like to see on the grinder while I've got it, drop a note in the comments, any questions, and I'll try and answer them while I've still got it. So be quick if you've got any concerns or things you'd like to know. Let's have a look at the grinds. So again, I've got a bit wiser, do it over the filter paper. There's what's on the burrs, which really is just a dusting. It's really nothing. It probably is just dust, but we'll get that out. There we go. There we go. So that's clean. Now I'm looking at the grind here. You know what? It's still pretty fine, and I must be 36, 38 marks. That's still a pretty fine grind. It's a nice even grind, if you can see. But I'm going to put that in. Yeah, that's not. I could even go probably slightly coarser. That would depend on taste. I don't mind it that fine, but some people will want it a little bit coarser. Let's just. There we go. That's warmed up. Kettle's pretty much boiled. So we'll get on to making the pour over coffee. There we go. Start the timer. So again, I just want to wet the bed. Now some people say, oh, 50 grams order. Just put enough coffee that you know everything is wetted. There we go. Which in my case there was 65 grams. It's 24 grams of coffee. But as I say, I could probably still go coarser. So I'll do a countdown later to find out how many notches open I am from the burr touching point, which will be a useful thing. It'll be in the video notes. In fact, I'll do that now. While I'm waiting for the first pour, I'll actually do that. So you might hear the grinder going in the background, and that will be because obviously I want to try and get the coffee out of the burrs as I close them up. Let's just let's do that. I have to do it over the sink because probably coffee will come out. There we go. I'm going to count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 16, 17, 18. Okay, I'm 27 notches from burr touching, or actually the limit stop, because the burrs aren't completely touching. What we've reached is the limit slot where the burrs won't go any further. So what we're going to do now is open it up. 27, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So that's opened up back to the same place we were. So at least I've got a reference that if I think I need to try it coarser, I can. Let's get the rest of this coffee down. So my time will be a little bit extended because I didn't fill this up. Certainly pouring a bit faster now. So yes, 27 indents or notches from touching. I mean, apparently Rodney, who had this before he lent it to me, said he had tried grinding for espresso and it took absolutely ages. But my personal view is this is not an espresso grinder, it's a filter hand grinder. I mean, it might do espresso, and I suppose I could try it. It'd certainly go pretty fine, but my view at the price point, it's more a filter grinder. And as for price, I think, but I don't know, that the grinder as you see it there with the handle and the motor unit and a brush and a blower, although you know you can find any paintbrush, I think it's going to retail for £99, but I don't know for sure. I'm not 100% certain. And as I say, it may be retailed with the grinder and just the handle without the motor unit. So you may be able to buy it just like this. Yeah, if you just want a hand power grinder, because the motor unit does make it a little bit bigger. This is not hugely heavy, but it's certainly more compact. Or you can buy it with the motor unit as well. Again, unsure. In here, this is ABS, this is all aluminium. The only thing, obviously, is I think if you can buy the motor unit separately, that's great, because at some point, they're lithium batteries, at some point it's going to give out, I guess. The batteries will not last forever, and when it does, you will be able to just buy another motor unit, so you're not really stuck without a grinder. But you've always got the handle anyway. So yeah, I suppose I'm investing a lot of time for, I mean, to me, a relatively cheap hand grinder. But it's just interesting. So I put slightly too much water in this. I'm just going to take this off now. Let's have a look. A little more out, actually. And the coffee bed, I'll just stop it here. Now, the coffee bed is actually looking an awful lot better. I don't know if you can see that. I'm going to take the camera off the stand, and we're getting towards where I like to be for filter. If you can see the bed here, we're starting to lose that silty appearance. Let's get it into the light. Can you see? So we're getting there. I might go a few notches finer, or that might be fine for me. I have to see. Right, let's give this a try, and I can tell you whether I've entered Yumtown, or whatever the expression is. Just going to get a little tasting cup while I do that. Back up to find my espresso. In fact, I'm going to use this that a friend gave me when I was in Italy. It's actually a hotel brand called Decoradia, but they're insulated cups, and he just gave me one of the black ones. Just say thanks for all the coffees, I guess, but it's an interesting shape. I don't believe you could buy them in the UK. I think they're an Italian thing. Well, maybe you can, but they're called Decoradia. It's a twin wall ceramic. They come in all sorts of different colours, shapes, and they come with a little saucer. I've got a little matching saucer as well. But they're good because they keep your coffee hot. Let's give this a try. Yeah, much better. Much, much better, because now there's a bit more crispness of acidity coming through. The flavours are better. The bitterness is reduced, although that's a fairly dark coffee filter. The bitterness is reduced and much more pleasant, and what seems to be a more balanced cup. So I would probably either leave it on that setting, or maybe I'd go, I don't know, 3 or 4 marks coarse. It was 27, maybe I'd take it to about 30 from touching. Yeah, that's very good. Well, in my opinion, but then it's coffee I roasted myself.